Hey, good evening. I am live. It is October. Oh, October. My goodness, it's November 3rd. I have my husband here watching me on my cell phone. But anyway, man, a lot of moving parts in real estate, okay? And I there are a couple ways that I see people handle things. One is some people are pretty chill. They're just like, okay, well, it is what it is. Thanks for doing what you can. Keep me posted. Let me know what's going on. And other people just get very frustrated and think that there are ways to control the situation. And like I said in the information, a lot of times there are things that are happening that are out of our control. Okay. So, for example, I've sold a lot of homes recently for people that were going to need to sell their home to buy a new one. Okay. I've had several of contingency sales this year. And I know I spoke on that on a previous video, but what I wanted to kind of point out is you have to understand that things don't go as planned. Okay. When you have to sell a home to buy a home, that means you have to list one home, you have to prepare it, there need to be inspections, there needs to be a contract, you need to potentially usually fix things after the inspections were done. Then you have to make sure the buyer doesn't back out, and then the buyer has to be able to follow through and make sure their financing gets final approval. Then you're waiting on the appraiser, and then your heart's skipping a beat because you're not sure if that appraisal is going to come in, and then it doesn't come in sometimes, and then everybody's upset, and the buyer's like, "Hey, I'm not going to pay more than it's worth," and the seller's like, "Well, you agreed to pay that," and so one of the things my husband and I talk to our clients about is preparing and protecting you. We protect you by preparing you rightly. Okay. And I'm not saying we're perfect because, recently I had this client of mine who I had sold a house to previously, and they were gracious enough to give me the opportunity to sell a home for them. And, I think I was a little too comfortable. Not that I did anything wrong, but military man, and he's like, look, you need to live up to your motto. You need to be obsessed with excellence. You need to follow through. You need to communicate well. And I was like, oh, and if I have somebody working under me or as part of my team, then I need to make sure that they work at the same standard and do things to the same standard that I do. So the thing is, right now, I'm dealing with a situation where I'm trying to figure out. I've never honestly sold a home in all my 20 years of real estate that had new solar. Okay. I don't even think I've sold any home with solar. I mean, welcome to Texas. I don't know. But it's hard to navigate through it because it's new to everybody, and the buyers are like, well, we're not sure what to think about it, and we don't know if we want to take on the payments and what are the payments for. And this is solar's very popular now, and so I tell my clients I'm trying to learn something new with every transaction, and I want to get better with every transaction. And so right now there's a learning curve of, well, how do the payments work if you don't pay it up front? How does the energy work? How do I know if it's going to really work if it's new? I don't know what to expect, right? And as a real estate agent and potentially other real estate agents, that's not really our place to really tell somebody, about something that is not our field of expertise. So we have to send people to the solar company that installed it and read up on it and do our homework. As a listing agent, we have to do that, but also encourage the buyer's agent and the buyers to do their own homework, right? Disclose. So, like I said, when you're doing real estate, when these things come up that are frustrating, I think our natural inclination is to try to blame somebody. And sometimes somebody needs to be blamed. Somebody Oftentimes there's somebody dropped the ball. Oftentimes somebody messed up. Oftentimes, that can happen. But a large part of real estate, nobody's dropping the ball. It's just real estate, right? So the appraisers are backlogged. I have a deal right now where I have duplexes and 10 different appraisers. 6 don't want it because they don't do duplexes. A couple others can't find comps and the others are too busy. And so it's a challenge, and it's not my fault. It's not the buyer's agent's fault. It's not the lender's fault, right? So what we don't want to do is give up on the buyer because it's not his fault that an appraiser wouldn't take the job, and try to do our best to get through it. Okay, so work together. When you're frustrated, if your agent has dropped the ball, then you can say, hey, look, you haven't been communicating, or you didn't really let me know what to expect. Oh, I'm working with another client. They're selling their home that I sold to them years ago, buying a new home, and very meticulous, very articulate, very organized clients. And today I was talking to him and I thought, you know what, maybe I think I've been a little too, not slack, but a little too casual. Like he knew what was going on, but he had never sold a home before. So I was like, I apologize. I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I got a little comfortable thinking you already know what to do because we've sold a house before together, but you never sold a home before you bought one. So please forgive me. I shouldn't be, I need to do a better job at updating you and informing you. And so, but I own up to it. And my goal is to always just try to hear my clients out. And I had another client today say, hey, I need to, I don't know if it was referring to me, but just make sure you include me in the texts. And I realized I was texting their spouse because I was replying to the spouse. I usually do a group text, but I didn't realize, spouse had texted me something, I replied, and then the other spouse wasn't on it, and I didn't really pay attention. So I said, okay, I'll make sure I, pay attention to that. I just replied. So anyway, that's it for tonight, and I hope you have a good night, and you know where to find us when you need us. Corpus Christi, Texas, and Houston. Bye. Bye.